Good afternoon and welcome back to the Snakebite. I'm Andrew Pauling.
And I'm George Conley. Let's recap what happened in the last week for Moccasin Athletics. The men's soccer team opened up their season against Montevello and number 20 Spring Hill. The Mocs earned a draw against Montevello in a scoreless game that went into double overtime. FSC took 14 shots compared to Montevello's 11, with both teams having 5 shots on goal. In total, the teams combined for 8 yellow cards and 37 fouls in the physically demanding defensive matchup. In the Spring Hill game, the Mocs fell by a final of 4-2 against the Badgers. Jillian Jordan Canosa and Christoph Gums both scored for the Mocs, while Martin Wall had the lone assist for the team. 9 of the Mocs' 10 total shots were on goal, which was an improvement from their contest against Montevello. The Mocs will play their home opener this Friday at 7 p.m. against Limestone before going back on the road on Sunday when they take on Auburn Montgomery.
The women's soccer team is off to a 2-0 start after winning both of their home games this past weekend. The Mocs shut out Shorter University and Georgia College, with both matchups ending with a 1-0 final score. Rachel Peck scored both goals for the Mocs, while freshman goalie Jenny Staton blocked all 5 shots on goal over the 2 games. As an offense, the girls took 29 total shots, with 13 of them being on goal. Now, George, you were at the games this weekend. What did you see from the team? What impressed you the most?
I think what impressed me the most throughout the whole team was the chemistry between all the players. It was clearly something that the coaches worked on and the whole coaching staff has worked on throughout the offseason. It was very impressive, and also just the sheer athletic ability on that team. There was a lot of playmakers, a lot of people who were really running hard, and playing all the it was just a hard effort by the team in both games, and the scores in those games really showed that.
And then Jenny Staton, perfect in the goal. How key is that to a defense, especially considering how few shots she had to take as well because of how well the defense was working as a whole?
Well, Staton's performance is key for 2 reasons. One is the obvious one, that they didn't let up any goals. You can't lose a game. You don't always win, but having 0 goals is key. But for the defensive and even the offensive morale of the team, it's huge. You can't overlook it, because when a team has a clean slate and, say one of those goals gets let in early, the way that the team plays that game for the rest of the minutes, it could change heavily. So her being perfect in goal was huge for the team morale.
And then with the offense attempting nearly 30 shots between the 2 games, how is that aggressive style of play going to work for the Mocs throughout the rest of the season?
Well, having that aggressive style of play absolutely helps them in dictating the pace of the game. If you're peppering the opposite team's goalie, the opposing team has less of a chance to score and get aggressive with you. So in having that proper offense, they're also shielding their defense as well.
Well said, George. The Mocs, they're back in action this weekend as they travel to Mississippi to take on Union and Delta State. Now let's check in on volleyball. The Mocs hosted the Terrace Hotel Classic this past weekend, where the team went 1-3 in their first tournament of the year. The Mocs picked up a victory against Indiana in a 5-set match on Saturday morning while taking losses against 2 ranked opponents. Our own Jillian Kurtz has more on this story.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head volleyball coach Chris Keene. And Coach, what did you see from your team during the tournament this past weekend?
Definitely saw some really good things. Our team has a ton of experience, and what they don't have experience in is playing with each other. This group in particular has only been together for about 2.5 weeks, so we definitely are still working out some of those kinks and finding those connections. But the experience of our players, our individual players, definitely shined. So we saw some really good things from our attackers. Our ball control, I think, was really good, and we'll probably see that continue into next weekend.
And is there any part of the game that you guys are going to be focusing on during your upcoming practices?
Yeah, definitely just siding out, I think, is a big piece that can be improved. So making good decisions, when the opponent is serving at us and it's our time to side out and get kills, making those decisions from just the setter position, and then also attacking decisions within the rally.
And what are you most looking forward to for the rest of your season?
Oh gosh, this group just has a ton of potential. So I'm excited to see if they can meet that. I know how good this group can be. And again, it's just if we can find our connection with each other, that's going to show how far they can get. So I'm really excited to see what this team has to bring.
Great, and thank you so much, Coach, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Jillian. The Mocs will head to South Carolina this weekend to participate in the USC Aiken Invite Tournament.
The cross-country team saw their season hit an early speed bump as the Holloway Park preseason festival was canceled this past weekend due to Hurricane Dorian. The Mocs will now open up their season in Gainesville this Saturday at the UF Mountain Dew Invitational. That's all from us this week at the Snakebite. I'm George Connolly.
And I'm Andrew Pauling, and we'll see you guys back next week at 3 o'clock.